Welcome to Find Your Fridays. It's me, Lorene Hughes. How are you all going? So, yay! Let us jump over to the good old Facebookie. Just make sure everything is pinned up and ready to go for you all to find with ease. Makes it nice and easy. Yay, easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. Happy days. So I hope you're all doing well for this crazy season that we're in. And I know we shifted Find Your Fridays to Find Your Saturday, which of course makes things a little tricky for you all to remember, but that's okay. We're here. We're doing all right. So I'm curious to know, how did you go for the last week? Were you good? Did you handle it okay? How did you go? It would be lovely to know. Alrighty, so let's have a look and see what we did last week with our reading, just to refresh my brain. Hopefully I actually took a photo of it. I think I did. I can't remember. I cannot remember. But I'm certainly looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to, maybe I didn't take a photo last week. No, maybe I didn't. Doesn't look like I did. Oopsie daisy. Oh no, there it is. Yay, I found it. Woohoo. Alrighty. So this week we were talking about growth, taking a chance, and what else is possible when you take a chance, being ready and feeling blessed. So that was the reading from last week. So I'm very curious to know, how did you all go with that? I know for me that there has been a lot of growth over this last week. Hey, Tony, how are you going? Beautiful. And that, yeah, there's definitely been some moments of deciding to take a chance, certain things, and there's been some big energy shifts for me, which has been great. Just looking at what is possible moving forward for the year, and for the year ahead, more so than anything else. Being ready for whatever that is coming out, coming my way, and feeling incredibly blessed. And I can honestly say, in this moment, I do feel incredibly blessed. I feel blessed to have the friends around me that I do. I feel blessed to have you all here. I feel blessed to have this home and, you know, a safe, warm place to come, or a cool place, as the case may be. I feel blessed to be able to make choices in my life to continue to move forward. No matter what that looks like. There's certainly some beautiful moments over this last week, even though some of them have been a bit crunchy and things like that. But I've had a lot of opportunities to reflect and look at what is important to me and what sort of things I would like to take forward with me through to the next year. So I am doing really well, to answer your question. I am doing very well, and there could be some pretty big changes over this next year. Who knows? it'll be interesting to see how, this year pans out. This when I really reflect, and the reason why I'm doing this now is because I'm actually not going to be doing the podcast on Friday next week either. I am going to be camping. So next week we will move this again to Saturday. Just so, because within this week that I am, that I've just been through, I've realized that I require some alone time. I require some digital detox time. I require some time to relax and refresh, perhaps do some writing, perhaps do some reading, maybe just chill, maybe do a little bit of walking. And I'm actually going to be heading out camping on Wednesday and staying there until Saturday morning, where I have to be out by 11. So it's only just over an hour away that I will be. And so when I come back, it'll be, and plenty of time to be able to do the podcast on Saturday. So you're not going to miss me for a week, but you will have to delay for one day once again. So I do very much appreciate the fact that you guys have chosen to show up here on Saturday. I really do appreciate that. It was a good time out at my staff do last night. I haven't been to a work do for a long, long time, probably about 5 years. And lots of reasons for that. But a big part of it is that I'm a reasonably quiet body at home these days, and going to pubs and clubs and things like that is it's hard on my ear holes. I'm getting too old. It seems I'm just like, because when I was driving home, it was in the city, and I mean, the venue was great, but I was driving home and my ears are ringing, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm too old for this shit. Leave it for the young ones, the ones in their 20s and 30s. They can go and do that crazy shit. Like, I'm just like, but at least I showed up. I did the thing, saw people, talk shit, ate food, went home. So yeah, having some alone time. I don't actively choose it very often. So I'm looking forward to doing just that. And I have some really exciting things coming up for you guys for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to releasing those for you. They're all pre-recorded and ready to go for you. So yay, looking forward to that. And just keep tuning in. You'll see them. They'll be there in the events once I've uploaded them tomorrow. So yay. I know, right? Yay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys receive them. It'll be interesting. So without further ado, I've actually got a couple of little things to show you, because I bought myself some Christmas presents. And seeing as this is the Friday before Christmas, I'll share them with you today. And because it's relevant for the show. But we'll do the weekly reading first, apparently, seeing as that's what my team's saying that we must do. Alrighty. Brian. Oh, hello, darling. I'm blessed to have you in my friend circle too. And hello, Nicole. You're going to see your mum's brother who passed away. I'm seeing him on Monday. Okay. Cool. Cool. You know, being around family is, it's one of those things with this time of year. It can be really awesome. It can be hard. It can be, especially if you've had deaths and things in the family. It can be a tricky time of year, yeah? So, and I know for me, I was just listening to some stuff before hopping online. I know for me, Christmas is a really, really interesting time of year. I am being who I am, being so aware of other people's energies, and I can pick them up from quite a way distance. So, like when I'm driving along, I'm feeling the energies of the people around me as they're driving, and I can feel their stress, and I can feel, it's just that whole thing of being empathic. And something that I realized is that one of the coping mechanisms that I've gained over my life is my Christmas tree lights. And I love, there's been a few times since I've been here in Australia when I've gotten to go out and see the Lobethal lights. Those who are in South Australia, they'll know that's a pretty big light display. Like, there is so many lights, so many houses, like just about the whole community gets to and puts these massive, beautiful displays on, and you have to drive around. It's so big. And I love that, but also the driving around is too quick for me, I've realized, because I like being able to sit and look and observe and enjoy. So there's a street in Port Adelaide, I think it's called Pelham Street. It's great. You park up, and then it's pretty much the whole street again does their lights, and you get to walk and you get to enjoy them at your own pace. Whereas when you're driving, you kind of have to keep moving to let all the other cars go past, and it's a little bit quick for me. So while I love the Lobethal lights, the Pelham Street lights I really enjoy, because I can just, park up the car and go for a walk. So how does that relate to here at home? Well, I love my tree. I absolutely love my tree. And what I realized this week is that it's not even necessarily the tree, it's the lights themselves. And it's because the lights are just there to be enjoyed. They're just there to make things look pretty. And they're not asking anything of me other than to be enjoyed. For me to pause, take a breath, smile, and enjoy the lights. So I have brought that into my space this last Sunday, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I have brought my little fiber optic tree that you can see in the background there. The temple view. I love the temple view lights. As growing up, we used to visit that every single year. We'd travel up from Taumaranui and we'd visit the Mormon temple. Yeah, that was just one of my most favorite things of the year. But yeah, so we've got my little fiber optic one there. We've got another tree that I've made up there, although it has no lights on it anymore. It used to have like this little box one with the string light that goes up and around, but unfortunately the connections broke. I've had it for a few years now. So Temple View, yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. Melinda, I know you love your solar fairy lights. It's pretty cool. So yeah, and I've realized it's actually one of my coping mechanisms, and I think it's a reasonably positive coping mechanism to get through the season, is to have the fairy lights, to have the little lights that are up, and just it gives me something to go. And it's because it's not even the lights themselves, it's the emotions that are attached to them. Because for me and my family, it's not always an easy combination with them and me. But Christmas, because I'm a bit of a weird bunny. You know, I'm empathic, and I can tell when they're bullshitting, and I don't have the same kind of rough sense of humor that they do. And I was a very odd child. So there was a lot of times when me and my family just didn't really gel particularly well, especially with my brothers. And it was a very interesting growing up. Nothing overly bad, it's just, yeah. So Christmas was one of those times where everybody kind of put down their swords, put down their weapons, and just calmly sat and ate together and had fun and did the Christmas crackers and read the silly jokes and, would play games that we'd gotten for Christmas. And it was just, everything was a lot friendlier and calmer. And so for me, that's what the Christmas lights represent for me. And I've realized that it's important for me to have those in my world at this time of year. And that I would not be able to be here smiling and laughing without them. So even in the worst of worst, most desperate of times, I've still managed to have a tree with lights on it. Even when, like in my first marriage, when we were so broke and I was living on Wheat Bix and a bag of rice for 3 weeks, and sauces. Like rice and soy sauce for breakfast, lunch and dinner. That was lovely. Still managed to have a tree with lights. And that was how I got through. So some coping mechanisms are actually not bad as far as I'm concerned. It's as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. So yeah, I'd love to know, how do you guys get through Christmas? Is Christmas something fun for you? Is it not fun for you? Is it like, how do you give each other some hints and tips? I know for myself and Melinda, we've been working really hard. We've had a lot physically to do over this last week, especially. And like, just being able to get through the day and be happy and, just still like, thanks for having us, sort of atmosphere and that joyfulness that is required when you're working with customers. It's very emotionally and physically draining sometimes, especially if you're not really feeling it yourself. So I'd love to know, how do you guys get through Christmas? Tell me some of your hints and tips, so that you can share them with the community, because it is a hard time. And for a lot of people, it's tough because a lot of people are separated from their families, and whether it be by choice or not, and it becomes really hard. And if you're living on your own, and see, for Brian, he said Christmas has not been celebrated by me since Diane died, which is his beautiful dear wife. And I get that. I truly do. On the couple of Christmases that I've had since I've been in Australia, and I have been by myself because I've been single, they have actually been some of my best Christmases ever, because I was able to then focus on me and just, what food would I like to eat? What drinks would I like to have? What sort of activities would I like to have around me? And I made damn sure that day was special. And I often included, one year I had my advent calendar, and I asked for, in the month leading up to it, things that people value about me. because I was working on my levels of receiving, and I still have that advent calendar. In fact, I may even take it away with me. And just enjoy it when I go away again. And I may even pop a little post up and see what else pops up so that I can enjoy that. There is like no cell reception, no Wi-Fi where I'm going. So it is very much back to basics, and I'm going to love it. So yeah, making the day special. You can of course make it just like any other day and just like get up, go and do your thing, like whatever. I'm not saying that you have to make it special. I just chose to on those days that I was by myself, because in all honesty, I very rarely choose like that, choose to be just for me. Even on my birthday or anything like that, I'm always kind of trying to include other people or whatever. But those Christmases where I've been alone, I've made it all about me and gratitude and receiving, and just making sure that I feel loved no matter what. And that love to come from within. Melinda says, thank you. Working right up to Christmas Eve and then have to put on a happy face. It's going to be a bit hard this year, as I just haven't felt the Christmas spirit for a few years now due to family, etc. But I will make the most of it. Yeah. Tony said, being in a rest home with what's been going on hasn't been fun, so I'm feeling bland over it. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you both. I really do. Which is why you will receive extra content from me tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. And it will probably be released at the same time, roughly 8 o'clock, because it will be easy enough for me to do on Monday, Tuesday when I am working. Oh, that's lovely. I had a really nice lunch today out at some friends, and oh my God, so lovely, because as you guys know, hi Heidi. I eat a lot of meat these days. I'm more carnivore than anything else, and so they did this beautiful platter of cheeses and meats and sliced meats and like twiggy sticks and cabana and stuff like that, and it was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then they had a few extra things for themselves, like chips and crackers and a little bit of bread and things like that, and a couple of dips and things. And I was just like, oh my God, you guys are amazing. And then they turned around and they gave me a Christmas gift. They gave me a Christmas gift of a Christmas ham. And I'm like, oh my God. And they go, well, what do you give to someone who, only eats meat? And I went, oh, that's the most perfect gift ever. Thank you so much. So yeah, I've got a beautiful Christmas ham to take away with me, or I can eat it later on, because I do actually have another ham in the fridge. So but it's good for, I think it was February or something crazy like that. So at the moment it's I think I put that one in the freezer actually, so I can pull it out later on. But that just made me laugh so much. I was just like, oh. And that's how you know you got good friends, when they'll turn around and really be thoughtful with their gifts. But right now I'm drinking a tea that is hibiscus and lemongrass, and it feels lovely on my tum-tum. I of course had steak for dinner before I came on here, because I thought, not hugely hungry, but by the time I finish the show, I will be, and then it'll be like way too late to eat. And anywho, weekly reading. Who wants to come and play for the weekly reading? Who wants to come and play? Who desires? Desires. Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm excited to show you the new presents I have. Oop. 24th. So it's from the 22nd through to the 27th. Oh, thank goodness, golly gracious me. We have no full moons, no new moons over this Christmas period. Hallelujah. Thank you. I think the season's crazy enough without having all of that in the mix too. Alrighty. So just give these cards a wee bit of a shuffle up for the 22nd through to the 27th of December. See how we can best work with these energies for this week as a collective, moving through Christmas and all of that sort of jazz. See what they say. See what they tell us. Today's summer solstice. I had wondered about that. I saw a post, I think, for somebody overseas that said it was winter solstice for them. And I was like, I wonder if it's summer solstice for us. So thank you. Yay for summer solstice. I think that means that this is that the longest day of the year? Is that what summer solstice is? I'm not totally up to scratch with the solstices. I'm letting my witchy woo side down. Yeah, Melinda's busy typing. It's, the longest day. Fabulous. Yay, I did know something. It was like stuck in there somewhere. So yay for us in the Southern Hemisphere. We've had more daylight today than we would normally have. And then from here on, it's the downhill slide. Although for us, it's still bloody hot. Because I swear, and you guys tell me if you feel it too, the seasons have shifted slightly. So instead of now being like technically the middle of summer, it's almost like the summer solstice is like, okay, now we're actually just heating up. And it's going to get like hotter and hotter, even though the days are getting shorter and shorter. Crazy. Tell me if you feel the same, because I certainly do. And actually, when I went to, it was a museum that's in Glenelg, if I remember correctly. And in the museum in Glenelg, they had a display up there. This is going back a couple of years, though, where it was showing the Aboriginal seasons as opposed to our standard European seasons. And the Aboriginal seasons, I think, were probably more true to fact, in that the summer season is longer. The autumn and springs are slightly longer as well, and our winter is a lot shorter. And I was like, yeah, that feels about right, actually. So yeah. 18 degrees at 11 p.m. That's hot for us at Hamilton, huh? All right, let's see what it is up here at the moment. Oh, we've got it very chilly here right now. It is 11 degrees right now. And I have to say it was a bit chilly when I was out cooking my steaks. But it's only been about 24-ish today. So, yeah, but come Tuesday, it's sitting at 30 degrees for Mount Barker, and Wednesday is 38. Thursday is 43, with overnight lows of like 10, 13, 21. So go figure. Adelaide weather, I don't understand it, but yes, very interesting. All right, so let's see. Our team is understandably being very pragmatic with how to get through the next 7 days, which includes Christmas. And you're going to laugh as I do this, because I'm laughing as I'm looking at this. The first card is breathe. So the breathe card, just do that low belly breathing. If you've got people around you that are annoying you, that are challenging you, just big deep breath in, bring Mother Earth all the way up. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky all the way down. And just breathe. This is not the time of year to start arguments. This is the time of year to just have your space of allowance really super expanded out and just go, okay, let's deal with that next year. Let's put a pin in that for next year. If it's still relevant in a week's time, we might deal with it then. But not right now. Because our next card is patience. All right. So have a lot of patience out there with, stressed mums and dads and stressed workers, and it's just everybody's worrying about money. And, if you've got people who are being forced to take time off work, but maybe they don't have enough annual leave to cover their bills, perhaps that they are, dealing with that. It could all be going on behind their mind. You might be dealing with people who have, just lost a loved one or something like that. And it's in the last few months, and this is their first Christmas without their loved one. And so, they're in grief right now, and this is bringing it up massively. So if we have a little bit more patience with each other, no matter if the people around you are talking or not, if we have a bit more patience and a little bit more allowance, it's like we can all get through this together, and that's the beautiful thing about this time of year. We can actually choose to come together with unconditional love and gratitude and allowance, or we can push each other apart. So have some patience for those who are grieving. And along the grief line, we've got hello from heaven. So this is when our loved ones pop in to say hi. Don't be surprised if some of your loved ones, seem to be floating around a little bit. If you have lost anybody within, the last little while, and I mean, even this last year, the first Christmas, the first of everything is hard. Hi, Edwina. And this is the time of year that absolutely they will pop in to say hello and just send a little moment of going, hello. It's like, when they do the Oscars and stuff like that, and they have that moment of acknowledging all of the superstars that have passed away in that last 12 months. It's like, what if we also do that? I know in some cultures they do. They actually set a place at the table that is for the loved one that has passed away. But like, maybe you don't have to go to that extreme. Not that I think that's particularly extreme, but it's like, what if you could actually just take a moment, take a minute and go, I'm thinking of you, and I'm appreciating and grateful for the time I did get to spend with you. So then they can have that moment to show their love to you too. Around this time of year, we also go into a lot of reflection. I know I do. How did this year go? What did I achieve everything that I wish to achieve? What's still left to go? What's coming up? What am I planning on doing for the next year? This all comes up at this time of year, and for many of you it will. Spiritual understanding, you might be finding that a hell of a lot more synchronicities, numbers, things will be popping into your world. You might be sort of pondering something, and then next thing you know, in your Facebook or YouTube or whatever, it'll pop up with a reel that is like relevant to that, whatever you're thinking about and pondering. Your team is working really hard at the moment to give you so much information and just support. I'm not even going to say guidance, but it's just support. And to allow you the chance to be the most amazing version of yourself possible. Hi, Tamara. So be aware, take note, write it down, take a picture, share it with a friend, going, oh my God, check this out. So like I got 44s the other day when I was filling up the petrol in the car. I was like, hey, that's really cool. And I checked out what that means by the angel numbers. And I was like, yeah, that's absolutely relevant for what's going on right now. So be aware of that. And finally, for this week of the 22nd through to the 27th of December 2024, we have comfort. So the comfort of knowing that you are alive. And I see this as actually gratitude as well. The comfort in gratitude, and just come back to that. Keep reminding yourself that you have the ability to choose, and that you have the ability to choose how you approach the day. Are you going to sit in woe is me, or are you going to sit in gratitude? Even for the simplest things, like I'm grateful that I can, or your five senses. I'm grateful I can see. I'm grateful I can hear. I am grateful that I can taste. I'm grateful that I can hug. I am grateful that I have people around me. I'm grateful that I can write my thoughts down. I'm grateful I can take a picture. I am grateful that I've got, for me, a great set of teas that I can choose. I'm so grateful for my job, because my job allows me the freedom to be able to come to you guys and do this show and do my readings and do my healing sessions without having it be a big strain on that creative, delicious, beautiful contribution process. I love and I'm so grateful that I have a job that gives me the freedom to do that, to have yummy, delicious food on the table whenever I like. I'm not eating Weet Bix and rice for 3 weeks. Leading into Christmas. Like, that is so cool. When you can have those, I know that was a really tough moment in my life, but at the same token, if I hadn't had that tough moment, I would have less gratitude for what I do have now. And I'm grateful, so grateful. And I'm grateful for all of you for being here with me and coming along for the ride and enjoying space together. I love that. Brian apparently wakes up every morning at 4:44. That's pretty cool. I love it. You should look up that angel number, Brian. No shoulds, if you choose. But you're very, very knowledgeable, so I'm sure you actually already know what that means. Grateful every day because I nearly died this year. So great. I'm grateful that I got to meet you, because golly gosh, if you had passed, then I wouldn't have got to meet you. So I'm so grateful I got to meet you. Tony says I'm grateful I can use all of my limbs and body, etc. still after what I have been through health-wise this year. Hi, Juanita. Oh, hello, beautiful. And I'm grateful for you too. Tony, yeah, I wouldn't change anything. It makes me who I am. Oh, for sure. Now, before I go too much further, let me just take a wee snippy, snappy picture. Because it is helpful to me for the week to come to be able to reflect back on those readings. And you guys are doing a great job of sending me money. So for paid readings, donations, I love it, love it, love it. And I thank you very, very much. So before I get into the paid readings though, oh, we haven't done our yummy card. Sorry. I must do that. So what is our overall theme for this week to come? That is the question. Humor. Don't take everything too seriously. All right? Crack a few jokes. Have some humor around you this week to come. If you see something that you would normally go, what the fuck? Just laugh. And go, all right, it's Christmas. Oh dear. So have some humor this year. All right. So I have, Juanita. Please hang around because you still have your paid reading from last week. So you're actually first up. So don't go too far. All right. So I have some cool additions to Find You Fridays. We have the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which is by Alberto Villano and Colette Barron Reed. So this one is our first one, and it is a 64 card deck, so it's a bit fatter. There's a few more cards in there, so that's going to be an interesting one to play with. We'll see if it comes out tonight, if your team wishes to play with that. We've got the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. So yay. All right, so that is in there, and it is a 52 card deck, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that one shows up, if it shows up today. And for something a little bit lighter and a little bit maybe not even so lighter, we'll see, we have the Oracle of the Fairies, which is by Karen Kay. So let's just say Hay House had a little bit of a special going on for Black Friday. and I made use of that. So we shall have a look and see how we go. If those cards choose to come and play today. But I just thought I would let you have a little look. So Tony says, I've been doing a lot of laughing with movies. I love to laugh with a good movie, definitely. And thank you, Brian. You are very knowledgeable in the way of cards, so I appreciate your feedback that I chose well. All right, Juanita, could you please put your question in the chat and we'll see. So Melinda has all of those decks and loves the artwork on them. Cool. To be honest, I have only opened I've taken all the plastics off, of course, but I only briefly opened the Shaman Dream pack and I had to crack up laughing because the top card was what it was. And I was just like, and so I got me some humor today. Hi, Bello. Lovely to have you join us. So, Juanita, if you could pop your question in the chat so that we can make sure that your very kind donation from last week goes directly to you. That would be amazing. That's if she hasn't run away already to go and wrap some presents. She may have. And if she has, that's okay. We can move on to the next person. I'll just give her a little bit more time. Nope, I think she's gone. Oh, Bello, the way that the show runs is that paid readings will always get preference over random questions. And so I actually have, if Tamara comes back, if she doesn't, that's okay. Not Tamara, sorry. Juanita. But then I have Edwina is next. So Edwina, would you like to pop your question in the chat, please? Then we have Melinda. Thank you, Melinda. And Tamara is the next one. So we've got 3 people who have already paid for readings. Hi, MJ. How are you? So yes, Edwina, my love, could you please pop your question in the chat, seeing as Juanita has disappeared for another week? It's been a while since I've seen you. So it's an extended reading. I love that you're so new. It's so cool. And it is, as it says across the bottom there, you just pay what you wish. And I don't set a rate because I feel like you will gift as much as you desire to, and you'll know what is the correct amount for you for your question. So just, it is what it is. Okie dokie. And here we go. We're off and running. And Edwina, you gorgeous love. You're actually choosing the fairy cards. So how cool is that? And out of those 3 decks, Alex only had the fairy cards. He didn't have the other 2. So how cool is that? I love it. Okay, let's see. What would Edwina's spirit team like her to know? Oh, no. Buddy has decided that he has to have his moment in the sun again, apparently. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that very, very much. Hopefully, he settles back down. That would be good. But if we have to go and grab him again, like we did last week, we will. Ooh, the energy is just ramped up in here. That's what's cool. I love it. You can just feel it. It's like all of a sudden the warmth of your team and stuff like that. The energy is just like instantly hot. It's like you've lit a fire under my butt. So thank you, Edwina. Bring in some warmth. Okay, is that it? Yep. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. See, I really like cards where I don't necessarily have to look at the book. Like I can get enough off of the card itself to bring in the rest of the information from your team. Is like, oh, that's so nice. So the first card that we've got is Shine from Within. And it says, looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and revealing your true beauty. So I think you've had a little bit of readings like this lately where it's basically your team is saying to you, like, stop hiding behind your masks of your responsibilities, and it is time for you to really allow yourself a chance to be seen and your magic to be seen. And I'm getting a sense that there's ideas and things, creative ideas or approaches within the aspects of your life that you're holding back on talking about at the moment. And it's like, it's time to bring it out. And there's a bit of fear sitting behind that of like, well, if I do speak out, or if I do speak up, how is that going to be received? Am I going to get rejected? Am I going to be, where am I at? And it's stopping you from shining. And your team is saying, please don't stop yourself anymore. You're allowed to speak up. The next one, that's so gorgeous. Oh my God. Did you get a good look at that? Isn't she so pretty? Oh my Lord. Anyway. Oh my goddess. The next card that we've got is purity. And it says, always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside of your heart and within. Oh boy, you are really holding out on your throat chakra right now. And within it, you will find the answer to your question. So I'll just give you a really good look at that card. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So gorgeous. Yes, Melinda, the artwork on these is absolutely stunning. I love them. So yes, Edwina, this is saying like it's time for you to start speaking your heart. And there is some information that I received this week, which is really relevant to you. So when we are in our beautiful feminine flow, we are receiving from the base chakra area, and we are expressing our heart. When we are in proper feminine flow as women, that is our normal way of being. That is actually the correct way of flowing for a woman, for her feminine energies. When we are not doing that, what will happen is we'll go into like people pleaser, we'll go into a control freak, we'll go into all of these like really harsh energies and behaviors for ourselves. We might be getting a little bit resentful and a bit like sarcastic, or passive aggressive is the other word I was trying to find. And you'll find that you're doing a lot and not receiving very much. And you'll probably be finding that your throat is feeling really constricted, because as I showed you before, I was like, that's the cough of like clearing away the clag from your throat so that you can actually speak your heart. This card is asking you to speak your heart, please. Please, it's time. Friendship. Now, I'm almost certain you've had like friendship or community cards come up quite often for you. So given that I've never even looked at these cards before, I literally took the sleeve off and started shuffling them for you. This is like very interesting. So fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. We are, by nature, communal beings. We are tribal beings. We like being included in a group of some sort, whether it is our family grouping, which we are either born into or create, whether it be our work group. But more importantly than both of those is our friendship groups. And even if it's only two people that is you consider to be your dearest friends, they will still hold you in that place of honor and respect and support and ass kicking when you need it and all that sort of stuff. Friendship is so, so important to our mental health and well-being, and our spiritual and health and well-being. So if you are allowing yourself some time over this next little while, I'm getting the next 2 weeks, please reach out to your friends. Please reach out to those, maybe if you haven't spoken to them for a little while because you've been busy and all of that sort of thing, then just allow yourself some time to connect with your friends over this next little bit, because they're going to be able to support you. And even if it's just to go, here's my heart, here's what's sitting heavy in your heart right now, and then take some time and turn it around and do some gratitude. Get them to ask you things like, so what is it that you would like to create for this new year? What are your desires? Just get them to ask you that. Like, dude, I'm feeling like real shit right now. I've got so much on my heart and on my mind. I really require some space to just let it out. And then after I've let it out, can you please ask me, what is it that I desire? What is it that I truly desire? What is it that I'd really like to create for the year to come? And then because it's someone else and someone you trust asking you that question, you're probably more likely to go, well, actually, that's actually what I would like to create. And suddenly, like, you've released all of the stress, the emotional clag, the things that are bringing you down. And by the time you finish a conversation, if you can spin it around like that, you're actually in a much better place. So don't be afraid to speak your heart to your friends, okay? She's a bit funky. All right, we've got precious time. The fairy of time wishes for you to experience every moment fully and make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. So be concise. Be efficient. Enjoy the precious time with your children. That's what I'm actually hearing with that too. It's like when we are working as, working mums and things like that, often we have so little energy for our little people left. And I've seen this with lots of mums, that social media and stuff is the great escape. And they'll sit there on their phones, and not just mums, but dads too. They'll sit there on their phones, and then the kids will come along and go, Mom, 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 or Dad, Dad, Dad. And the parents are just not listening at all. And because they've zoned out, because they require some time to themselves. And that's okay. However, this time is precious. They're only little for so long. So enjoy it. Okay. And, do what our parents used to do. Save that sort of wind down time for after they've gone to bed. Or give yourself that 5 or 10 minutes before you leave work. Sitting in your car, just chill out, let the car cool down with the aircon. Give yourself that few minutes just to scroll and check Facebook and do YouTube and whatever it is that you would like to do. Play a silly game on your phone, and then come home and just go, okay, I'm recentered now. Let's go. Because it's precious. We never know when someone is not going to be with us anymore. And it doesn't matter if they're young or old or in between. We just never know. And it's too late once they've gone to go, gosh, I wish I spent more time with them. So, not to be a Debbie Downer, but that's where your team wants to go. Pure intention is the last card for you, except for your yummy card. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. So there we go. The pure intention fairy. Oh, she's gorgeous. So again, we're coming back to the heart stuff, but she can't help you if you are not willing to unlock and speak your heart. So she's there for you. Like, you can bring her in, and she's sitting there in your team right now going, hey, I'm here to help you manifest and actualize your dreams, your desires. But you have to speak them already. So this is very, very interesting for you, because that's challenging you to speak up and be brave and allow yourself to shine. See, we got the shining again. We've got the shining at the start, and we've got the shining at the end. Shining, shining, shining on all of your desires, your creations, your grand ideas. And if whoever you're sharing them with is not receiving them properly, then go to your friends. Get some support from them. All right? Your time is precious, as is your children. Don't take it for granted that it's always going to be there. You're always going to be there, you know? Thank you for the donation, Bello. You will certainly be on the list. Okay? And I appreciate that very, very much. All right. Holy shit. Your yummy card is receptive. Your energy is demanding, absolutely demanding that you receive. And that you receive from your feminine side in a very, very big way. So it is time to get down and delicious with yourself and allow that energy to flow up and out, so that you can speak your heart with ease and confidence. And you're going to have to get over the fact that not everybody's going to love what you've got to say. And that's their problem, not yours. And that's okay. We can, of course, be mindful of how we express ourselves, so it's not coming out really super rough, but it is time. And I know that's maybe a little tricky for you. Maybe you're not used to speaking up, but that's what your team is asking you to do. It's time. You got some interesting little habits to break, my dear. So Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your very kind donation. And I am so, so grateful for you choosing to come and hang out with us tonight. And because with your donation, you literally keep the show running. And I am so grateful for that. You know. And thank you for breaking in the fairy oracle cards. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just double check who's next. Melinda, my dear, can you please pop your question in the chat? I think I'm going to have to write these down today. I love that you've got that up there already. Melinda, then Tamara, then Tony, and then Bello. All right. Aww. I'm grateful for you too, Edwina. It's nice. It's nice that you come and play and enjoy company together. I was thinking about that just this week, actually, of the fact that there are so many beautiful people that come and choose to spend their time, their money, here with me. And I couldn't have imagined I would still be doing this 3 years down the track, you know. And in fact, it's more than 3 years, because every season is 52 episodes. But every now and then I'll go and do some shadow work, or I'll be having a rest time or something like that, and I'll miss a week. So technically it's more than 3 years that I have been doing this show. And I adore the fact that you guys choose to be here with me. And it's like, I feel so lucky. So lucky. All right, sir. Melinda. Okay. Who wishes to come and play with Melinda? I'm not at all surprised that the new decks are coming out to play. Not at all surprised at all. Oh. Come on. Let us see how we go with the Shaman's Dream for Melinda. It's tricky for my hands. It's quite a thick stick. And I know you guys love it when I say that. All right, I need to just steam this down a little bit. Right. It's an interesting field. Like, these ones are a lot more slippy than the Fairy Oracle, which I actually really appreciate for the shuffling of them. If Brian's still floating around, he'll know what I mean by that. And you would too, Melinda. When you're shuffling the decks, and it's like there are some decks which just seem to stick together a little bit more. Oh, Tony, thank you for your congratulations. I'm grateful that you're here. The readings just are what they are. They come out, and I don't judge them. I think maybe back when I was just new, maybe I might have sort of gone, oh God, you know, what if something comes out that's gonna be like, oh, that if that's what needs to be said, then that's what comes out. Oh dear. And of course, you know, if there are any readings that sort of activate you a bit, just know that you can always book in online sessions and stuff with me, so that we can work through it. We can process through this stuff. I'm very, very lucky to have the ability to connect in with people around the world, and from a healer's perspective too. Melinda says, I have a few decks, but I rarely use because they don't shuffle well at all. These ones do. Yeah, how many have I got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21! Oh, and the yummy cards make 22. these cards are cool. They have the same buzziness that, oh my God. Hang on, guys. Buddy, what's going on? All right. Okay. He's back. Okay. So, where was I? We've got a little dog with us. See, I'll show you. There he is. He's all stressed out. All right. So we'll keep him with us until he calms down. He's not meant to be in here. He knows he's not meant to be in here. So he'll just take a moment. All right. So yeah, sometimes new decks stick to and it's annoying. Yeah. Yes, you do shadow work. I have been thinking about doing that, especially for this year. And yes, he is cute, but he also is getting very old and he now suffers from separation anxiety with Alex if Alex is away too long in the evenings. All right. So for Melinda, interesting. Your first card is Covenant, and it is the sacred contract. And I'm looking at this thinking, I wonder if you've actually got some old agreements and contracts that is timed for you to let go. Like it's like there's some stuff that's coming up, some old contractual agreements between yourself and others, perhaps family members, that it's like it's time to let that go now. So you might find that there's some moments there where you'll be able to identify what that is, but it's like it's old stuff and it's time to go. Interesting that that's coming up, especially as the next card that you've got is Lay of the Land, and this is ancestral wisdom. So this next little bit for you is going to be about finalizing those contracts, finalizing those old family pathways, finalizing the breaking of any old stuff that is going on still a little bit with the family. It's okay, buddy, you're all right. Yes, you're all right. And so we've got the ancestral wisdom there. There is a lot of wisdom that has come down to you through your ancestral line, and it has been masked by a lot of narcissism. If you're thinking of one particular parent, this is actually to do with your grandparents. Let me just see, is it dad's with mum's side? So there's more wisdom coming down through your mum's side, and this is the time for you to start opening up to that. Okay. That's good, buddy. You moved some energy, a big yawn. That's good. Yeah, that's a good boy. All right. So ancestral wisdom is coming up too, which is like, let me see, everywhere that you have decided that you can't receive, agreed and aligned to not receiving from your long past ancestors, will you now destroy that and uncreate it? Yeah. Because it's time. It's time for you to start tapping into that older wisdom. And this is to do with your healing. It's to do with where you see yourself in the world. It's about where your it's about your future relationships. All of that. This is all lumped in together. All right? Yeah, I know, but I need you to calm down first. You're getting there, but we wish to complete the process so that you're not, going off half-cocked. All right? Because we don't wish that for you. No. All right? I know, you're looking around. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah? And some scritches? I know. All right, I'm going to let him go, and then we can continue our reading. All right, hopefully this will settle him down enough so that he will be able to just find his little bed and just go be happy. Okay, so you know that we're here. Okay, and I'm sure Alex will be home in a little bit. Okay. All right. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Hopefully. All right. With any luck, that'll just set him on his way. So that little clearing that I just did with you is also a little bit to do with that contract stuff. It's like you've signed a contract at some point somewhere, or made an agreement, an oath or a vow or some such thing that has said, I cannot receive from, my ancestors in this particular case. It's time for that to change. It's time for you to break that. Remind me, send me a message after I finish this reading, okay? And PM me, and I'll send it to you, okay? We've got Detox, repairing the body, mind, spirit. So this is, again, they're giving you a game plan of what to do. So first of all, we've got to break those contracts and oaths, etc. Next, we've got to re-establish your connection with your ancestors, the ones that are your mum's dad. Yeah, that's definitely one of them. And it goes back before him too. But yes, he is one of them. This is all in an effort to repair the last sort of pieces of your body, mind, spirit stuff, the trauma and the heartache and all the stuff that's happened between your grandparent to you, like as in within your parental structure, that is that just saying it's time. We've got to let all of that go now. It's time to repair the last little bits, and we're here for you. We're looking after you, and it's okay to let it go now. And it's okay to move forward and not be holding on to any of that, because it's like if you're holding on to it, you're going to be filtering it down to your children, or your child rather, and then your grandchildren. And it's like they're watching this flow and they're like, we don't wish to see that happen. Okay, it's got to stop with you. And that's part of why you've been born into this life. So those old pains and pathways are stopping with you, but that's why you had to experience them so that you could stop them. You could stop them from that space of, I know what this feels like and I hate it and I'm not going to do this again. So it stops with me. That's it. It's done. So they're here to help you with that. I wonder what the book says about detoxing. Cool. A little bit of fluff. So it's eliminating toxic thinking, repairing the body, mind, spirit, and cleaning house. When the me-tox card appears, it challenges you to discard the deep, dearly held judgments that you have passed over yourself and others. Release the people you feel wronged or offended you. Recognize that they mirror the shadow aspects of your own soul. Yes, it's a tough pill to swallow. Only then can you cull from your life the toxic people you have allowed into your inner circle. It's time for a cleaning of your proverbial house. Get rid of the thoughts and personal judgments poisoning your mind. Eliminate the inauthentic beliefs of others you've adopted as your own. So do so before your mind makes you sick, and empty your literal cupboards of the unhealthy junk food poisoning your body. Fast for one day or skip a meal to allow your body to cleanse itself and rid itself of toxins. I think you actually did that earlier in the year, but from a different perspective. Me-tox appears as a warning that you can no longer postpone the self-care and pampering you longed for. The time is now. Do healthy maintenance on your body before you have to make the repairs that you will never quite recover from. Me-tox has come to caution you that it is not too late, but you are at the 11th hour. Do not deprive yourself of the health you deserve. All right, I knew I had to read that one out for you. Your next card, I told you, your team is giving you a very, very clear action plan. All right, the next card is closing doors. It is about completion. All right, you have to do this little bit of work. So I know that you're working right up to Christmas, but this is coming for you, whether you fucking like it or not. It is going to come up into your world. It is going to smash you over the head. It's going to make you pay attention and do what is required to do this work. And I say that from the space of love and kindness. If you don't listen, it will make you stop. That's what that last card was warning you about. Okay. So it's like we're giving you the gentle, like, hey, road signs here. Warning, warning. You got shit coming up. It's time to do some inner work. Yay. And if you do, this is about closing the doors and letting it fucking go out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your body, out of your entire system. It's time. No longer can you hold on to all of that pain, that hurt, that grief. And because the longer you are, the more you're passing it on. Intentionally or unintentionally, it's still flowing forward to your children and your grandchildren, your child and your grandchildren. I don't know about you, but that doesn't feel too good to me. You know, that good old adage of monkey see, monkey do. Well, we as empaths and healers, we don't get to be that. And it sucks because we got no fucking excuse because we know better. We absolutely know better. And because we know better, we also know when it feels like shit. And we have the last card, which is Lost Compass, getting back to integrity. So as you move through this process, the covenant, the lay of the land, the me-tox, closing the door, you're going to get your compass back. You're going to know exactly the direction that you're supposed to be going in. And that's I know that that's something that you've sort of been pondering this year, is like, where exactly am I supposed to be heading? Well, your team's finally answering you. You will know. And that you do have to do this process. It doesn't have to take like years. It doesn't even have to take more than a couple of hours or even 1 hour. You could literally do this so fast if you chose to. And I don't know about you, but that really works for me. It's like, okay. But then there's also the practical aspects of it. And I know you've done so much of this already, but this is like the last little chunk, and it's acknowledgement of all the work you have done in the last couple of years. So that's pretty cool. Your grandparents are stepping in a big way. Grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, they're really stepping up the ancestral line of yours. So you've been asking. And they're listening. Journey! What a fucking surprise. You've got a journey. Yay. It's like... So yes, it's not the end. It's a continuation of. But I get the sense with this particular card that once you do this process, it will all feel so much better. And you'll just, like the lightness, your heart will be free. Your heart will be free. Hi, Amanda. So thank you, Melinda, for sharing with the world, sharing me with the world. Thank you for being one of my, I think you must have been one of my very first people that ever came and watched me back 3-something years ago. And I'm just so grateful for your continued support over all of these years. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your very kind donation today and continuing with your viewing and your sharing and your monetary support, your very kind donations. You're keeping the show running and keeping me here. And I love it. Thank you. And I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity. And yes, finishing off that last little bit will be very nice. It'll be really good for you. All right, Tamara, my dear, would you like to put your question in the chat, please? All right. All right, let's see. Who wishes to come and play with Tamara? Okay. I was like, oh, is a sacred forest? No sacred forest for you. It's back to the shaman. The shaman is coming out. Yeah, I know, Tony. Melinda has, she's a freaking superstar in my world. And I feel very grateful. Very, very grateful indeed. Oh, tomorrow. You say, oh, yeah. So, just to clarify, does your love life look single right now? I'm getting a yes, but I just wish to clarify in the chat there, please. Yes, very single. Oh, I love it. I did a incredible healing session, like an in-person healing session on Friday. And saying that, I would say that about pretty much all of my healing sessions. They are pretty fucking phenomenal. But it was so funny because as I was doing the healing, we were moving through the different parts of the body, and I was yawning and burping, and it was like, because we were clearing a lot of entities and stuff like that. It was just like every time I would be yawning and she'd be yawning, and it was so funny. So it was a very yawny room, loads and loads of energy moving. It was so good. Oh, Bella's got a question. He's like, huh? What are you talking about? So I also do healing. So I'm an energy healer, an intuitive kinesthetic energy healer. So I heal through feeling and intuition. But part of that is I have great capacities with I also have great capacities with entities, etc. So that's different from being a medium, and that mediums are more specifically dealing with passed away loved ones, whether they be friends or family, work colleagues, whatever it might be. Entities tend to be just little hangers-oners, and often when they are in the capacity, when I'm in a healing session, it's because they are stuck and not able to move forward in their progression of their spiritual development. So I have the lovely task of helping them to move on. And it doesn't worry me. Sometimes you get people that have loads of them. Sometimes you get people that have only a couple. Sometimes it can be, the entity can be a familial person. So there was one session I did with a lady, and she was lying on the table on her back, and then I was working down at her feet actually. And she said to me, oh my gosh, my left shoulder has just started really hurting. And I said, really? That's interesting. What comes up when you think about that? She goes, gosh, it just absolutely reminds me of my auntie. And I was like, oh, really? Is your auntie here or not here? And as soon as I asked the question, I could see her auntie standing really, really close to her up by the head of the massage table. And I was just like, so just wondering, is your auntie alive or not alive? And she goes, oh no, she passed away about 6 months ago. And I went, right. Okay. So I do have some mediumship skills, and I don't call myself a medium though, because then people are always going to expect me to be able to do that. And your spirit teams are different from your family. So specific family members and things. And as the people who have been here for many shows know, there are times when the family members will pop through, and it's cool. I run with that, but I don't expect it. So there we go. Yeah, occasionally those little spiritual buggers just require a bit of help to move through into their next, the reflection plane and stuff like that. So what I did for you, Tamara, is I've done this in 2-month blocks. So let's see how this rock and rolls out. And I'm just going to quickly do a pendulum moment. So truth, will Tamara find love this year of 2025? I need to ask that in a different way because I just realized that's a really open-ended question. Because your team just said, of course she will. She'll find the love of herself. I'm like, okay, clever and very literal. Thank you very much. Sorry. All right, come back to center, please. Thank you. So, truth, will Tamara find a loving partner to share her life with this year to come? That is a yes. It's a light yes, though. It's not like as big as you finding the love of yourself. So let's see if I can douse. So will Tamara's partner show up in this set, in this 2-month block? What about this 2-month block? Will they show up there? Truth, will they show up here? Okay, truth, will they show up here? Okay, so what I'm getting so far is that around March, April, you're going to start noticing them. And you're going to laugh when you see the card that's for March, April. So April, May, June. Okay, July, August. September, October. It's going to be a bit of a slow burn, I think, which is not a bad thing. November, December. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we know March, April, there's going to be someone that's going to pop into your world and you're going to start noticing them a little bit more. In the meantime, though, between now and March, your team is asking for the jeweled web and the connectivity to come through. So let us just check and see what exactly that means. I have my thoughts about what that means, but let's see what the shaman actually says. Ah, yes. Okay. So it is connectivity, no separation, and feeling state. So again, you're going to have to make sure that you're very much in your feminine flow, coming through from receiving and expressing yourself beautifully, with confidence and with heart, and just being very gently expressive instead of just do all the time. Approaching any oracle requires you to come in with certain expectations. You're either looking for confirmation of what you already know or attempting to shed light on what eludes you on the obvious path you're on. So just think, this is for January, February, okay? You're asking whether you will reach a desired goal of some kind. You're rarely able to see beyond a memory or projection. So naturally, everyone comes to the oracle with a narrow perception of what's possible. Imagine that the answer to your question is not about landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, connecting to a spiritual lover, reaching an end game, or experiencing anything specific. Instead, you discover a shimmering web of jewels that you didn't know existed. I'll hold this up. Okay. The world is interconnected in a living web of energy. It isn't possible to know how any of it works, but know this: what is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you along this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. Who will you be when this is true for you? Can you be that now? Feel that now. Practice that. The better you know your path within this web of life, the more it will light up for you. It is celebrating you already. So in one of my healing sessions that I do, often it is my starting point. I do a thing called the connection exercise, and it is basically similar to that, where it's bringing in all the parts and pieces of you. So I know that you're experienced in modalities that you do, so, and including playing with the cards and all that sort of stuff. So if you feel like you're out of flow and out of balance, this is the time. This first couple of months of the year this is your time to really get that flowing well. Receiving, giving. Have a look at the polarity flows. There's actually a podcast that I got to listen to this week. It's the first of two. And it beautifully talks about the polarity of men and women, but it's in they talk about it in a dom-sub relationship, but what they're really talking about is actually the masculine and feminine flows and just men and women. And it just it's really, really helped me a lot this week. So if you would like that tomorrow, just send me a message and I'll flick that through to you. Feast of Plenty is your March, April. Choices and their consequences. So like I said, this is the 2-month period where this person is going to float through your awareness. You're not necessarily going to click that this is the one and during this 2 months, but they're going to be floating through your awareness around this time, floating through your space. You may or may not sort of go, oh, I wonder if or it's like, oh, you've sort of tickled my fancy a little bit, or maybe, oh, that person had a really nice smile, or whatever it is. There's going to be a moment between March, April, right, where things are just going to start sparkling along. And I don't even necessarily get you'll go on your first date in this little month. Maybe you guys will start talking or something like that. Or there will be a friendship spark. That's what I'm feeling. March, April for that. Feast of Plenty. This person is going to take you on a really interesting journey, and it's one that you've not been on before. So May, June, we've got unmarked trail, and a revelation. So you're also going to take them on a bit of a journey that they've never been on before. And this is going to be really interesting for you both as you just slowly, and like I said, it's going to be a slow burn. I don't get that this is going to be hot and heavy. It's going to be something that you guys are just going to gently develop, because you're both coming from some interesting backgrounds. Maybe has he been single? Yeah, I get that he will have been single for a while as well, and as a result, he's going to be a bit cautious, a little bit cautious, and you feel a little bit cautious with it all as well. So just slowly, gently. So this is the 5th, 6th month. Okay. June. So we got July, August is the next one. July, August, things start getting a little bit more serious, just slightly. We have the joyful muse and the inspiration. How cool is he? So perhaps by this stage, I'm getting a sense that you might actually starting to go out on maybe a date or two, and maybe going out and enjoying a show or doing fun stuff together. So it's going to be midwinter. And you guys are going to find fun midwinter stuff to do together. And you're just going to have a bloody great time doing it. And you'll both go off to your own separate little spaces, and you'll just be looking forward to the next moment when you do get to hang out and spend time together. So, yeah, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a bit of a slow burn. It's going to take some time and patience, but there's going to be some really interesting energies for you up around July, August. September, October. You're an interesting beastie. Okay. We've got the horned cactus, and its resourcefulness is what it says here. Okay. So around this time, so this is September, October, this is a little bit of a warning that as things start getting closer, it's going to freak you guys out a little bit on both sides. And you're both going to get a little bit spiky. And the old, the little old traumas and things are going to start coming out. So you're going to have to pull on your resources. You're going to have to pull on your toolbox of healing, and be very, very aware that what is happening actually has nothing to do with the other person. You guys are just going to bring up some stuff for each other, and it's going to be a little bit of a crunchy moment, but you'll get through it. It'll be fine. It's just be aware that it's not always going to be joyful muse. There's going to be a little bit of a wobble around this time of the year. Okay. You asked. Adelaide. November, December. So this time next year, like I said, everything's going to settle down. We've got deep quiet, meditation and stillness. So you guys will go have a bit of a moment, and then it'll just go, okay, cool. We got rid of that bit of crunch, that little bit of unprocessed old relationship trauma bullshit. And now we can move forward together with confidence. This is what I get from this. It's going to be, like I said, this relationship is not necessarily going to be super, it's not to say it's not going to be passionate, because I get that there's going to be passion there, but it's not going to be like, that little fire in the pan type thing. It's going to be a long, slow burn. And by the time you get to the end of the year, it's just going to feel warm and comforting, and like there's your safe place to go to. And it's just sort of like, when you see each other, it'll be just like, hi, I'm home. Thank you for being in my life. And there'll be just such a huge space of gratitude and lovingness there, as long as that couple of months where you've got that spiky stuff coming up. As long as you guys don't like just crack it and don't do the work. If you don't do the work, it'll fuck up. It'll be done. But if you both do the work and you actively speak and communicate really super well and you move through those old energies, you'll have a lovely flow. Okay. So yeah, midwinter in Queensland is the best time of year for you guys. I'd expect something like that with past experience and triggers. Yeah, but you guys will be able to move through them together. I get that sense, and that's why that last one is a deep quiet, because like all of a sudden all of those old traumas and things will start melting away, and it'll be like when you're together there's a space of just deep communion, and it'll be like just softness but strength, a lot of strength, but softness as well. So that's going to be interesting. I'd like to build a solid foundation in friendship first. Yep, definitely. Yeah, it's like you guys are just going to be chatting for a while. It's like if you're on the web, on the old apps and stuff. I'm not saying how you're going to find them, because I don't like doing that specific, because the universe can have completely different ideas by April. Let us see what your yummy card has to say about your love life for 2025. They're saying dream. Don't be afraid to dream. Okay. It's you have to keep that in mind, and keep that in mind for what type of partner you would like to create and bring into your world. What aspects of that person would you like to have, so that then you can recognize them really, really clearly. Having, perhaps you could have on the next what are we going for, the next new moon, you can release all the old stuff that is holding you back from receiving that person. And on the full moon, you could, which is all in January, which again, so we're talking about those dual connections, you can have like that really clear vision of what it is and who it is, as in the aspect of that person. It's kind of like when we go car shopping and you go, well, what is it that you wish to have in a car? And you go, oh, I don't know. And as you continue to look for a car, you start realizing things like, well, actually, I don't want a 2-door car. I actually really like a hatchback with 4 doors plus the hatch. So technically a 5-door car, because I don't like the thought of not being able to get into the back seat easily. And then, oh, well, actually, I wish to have an automatic rather than a manual, or a manual rather than an automatic, or, whatever it is, you begin to get more and more clear about what you would like. And then the last part that really plops in is the make and the model. It's like you've got to get those attributes first, and then the rest of it will sort of float in as it is meant to. So happy love life for 2025. I look forward to doing a check-in with you in about 4 months' time. Or maybe 6 months' time, and just see how you're going with all of that. But yeah, you've got to do that work for yourself first. This next couple of months is going to be an interesting one for you. Just getting those flows going really well for you with the feminine aspect. Okay. Because if you wish to bring in a lovely, delicious, masculine man, you're going to have to be a lot more feminine female. And I don't know about you, but I find that sometimes a little bit confronting because I'm so bloody independent, almost at times to the point of hyper independence. And that makes it very difficult for me to welcome in a masculine man into my world. And in the times that I have, they haven't stuck around very long because they don't have any space in my world. So that's something that I am working on shifting and changing in a big, rather radical way over the next little bit. So yeah. Cool. You created a vision board a few years ago of just this. Now I've healed a whole heap. It's probably time to pull it out and revisit again. Yeah, absolutely. The vulnerability scares me a bit. I'm working through it. Good. Keep doing that. That's what this next couple of months is all about for you. Yeah. And realizing that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Because vulnerability gives you, it's right up there with allowance, yeah? So it allows you the space to be able to be aware of the entire picture, not just what the ego is wanting you to see. And that's what vulnerability does. And that's why it's so fucking scary, because it's like, then we really have to admit to ourselves what the hell's going on. And that's like, oh man, I can't live in a dreamland. I can't live with my rose-tinted glasses anymore. And yeah, it is. It's a bit scary, but you got this. I believe in you. So thank you, Tamara, for your beautiful, kind donation. I am so grateful for you and for doing this nice little different type of reading and asking for that. That's pretty cool. I love it. And I wish you all the best in your love journeys for the next year. Alrighty. Tony, my sweet. We have Tony and then Bello. Christine, I've got a couple of other people in front of you, my dear. Okay. And Amanda, sorry, is after Tony. So Tony, if you could pop your question in the chat, please. This is why I had to write them down, because they come in sometimes onto different message lines. So after Bello, we've got Amanda and then Christine. So Tony, if you're still floating around, I know, there you are. Yay! Yeah, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, Bello. I appreciate you clarifying. So we will move through to yours. Post haste. That's a very interesting question, Tony. What your team immediately says to me is, it's not about what we wish for you to do, it's what do you wish to do. And I know that you're like, yeah, but I want some ideas, hints and tips. So let us see what we've got going on. You like my cup? Ah, that was a gift from one of my disability clients. And they had it filled up with something. Either, I think it might have been chocolate covered raisins or something like that. So it's my Christmas cup. And I love it because it's like one of the largest ones that I've got. So when I'm on the show here, it's good because I can have a cup of tea that lasts for a really long time, which is much appreciated given how long we're often on here for. So by now it's gone cold. So whatever I choose, I have to be willing to drink it cold. But yeah, I do actually have a cup warmer, but I prefer my water to be on my cup warmer. Go figure. Let's see. Let's see what comes out. I do love them when they just go, free! I'm free! And you're like, no, come back and play. But I'm free! Interesting. You have some interesting cards here, Tony. And I'm like, okay, team, so why exactly have you given us these cards in relation to this question? Because it's like the first couple of cards, the first card I get, the third card is really clear to me. Even the last two is like, oh, okay, I can see that. The second one is me a little conflaffled, but we'll see what comes out, all right? So the first card, in relation to what does your team wish to guide you towards after your psychic mediumship course, level 3? The heart chakra is their first point of call. They said the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. So I was like, well, yeah, exactly. What is it in your heart that you wish to do? What are the things that is sitting in there that is like, wow, if only I could do, if only I have chosen. What are your biggest regrets in life? Because where you're at now, this is the time. This is the time to knock those things off the list. And obviously all within reason and all that sort of thing, because of whatever parameters you're working with. But at the same token, there's stuff that's sitting in your heart that you haven't done yet. You haven't achieved certain things. And they are there and you know what they are. You've just got to give them the space to be acknowledged and seen. All right. This next one might give us a little bit more clarity as to what it is. And I actually get that this is healing stuff. You have to do some more healing work. Because this next card is the Twin Flame card. And the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. This lifetime. And this is a past lifetime relationship. So, and this is what's coming through now. And it's sitting. All right. So it's heart-based stuff. Whatever you choose to do after your course, this one, there's something that's going to pop up into your world that's going to be really heavily focused on heart-based, of past life relationships, maybe karmic stuff. There'll be some really interesting knowledge and healing that you're going to have to do. So it's going to be an interesting little section over the next few months for you, maybe even the next 6 months. But it's all going to be based around heart-based stuff. Okay. The next one is to vacuum away fear. So call upon the angels of Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. So this section of work, I even get a sense there's a couple of different things that have popped through. One of them being it's a almost like it's a relationship course, even though you may not be looking for like your soulmate or anything like that, but there's stuff in there that is like so valuable to you, like the tools and the knowledge. The other thing that popped through was maybe seeing if you can get to a QHHT or get a session with a QHHT practitioner. That could be your next point of call, because what they do is past life stuff. Okay. She says, I don't have regrets. I've done a lot, but I want to go to the beach next year. They have the beach wheelchairs, so that's what I want to do. Awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. Make it happen. There's no better time than now. Okay. Yeah, shadow work, but it's going to be past life shadow work. And you're going to need some extra tools. If you haven't already got those tools, you're going to need them, or you're going to need to have, or you're going to require a practitioner that's good with that sort of work. So yeah, it's cool stuff. Right? We've got parents is the next one. So the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. So again, it's back into heart-based stuff. And yeah, more shadow work and heart-based stuff. You're clearing the decks. And you're clearing the decks so that when you do step through into your next life, you can step forward with less stuff holding you back, or you having to revisit stuff in your review plane so that you can go, yeah, actually, no, I ticked that off the list. So this is, and the next card will help you with this too. So yeah, you're definitely clearing the decks of all of that old claggy stuff. There's so much out there. If it's not QHHT, there's a beautiful book called Many Lives, Many Masters. And it's by Dr. Brian Weiss. And it came, when I got the book, it came with a guided meditation CD. So now I'm showing my age, right? But it came with a CD that had 2 guided meditations on it. Last time I looked, he actually had that in digital form now. So now that it's popped through, this might be the easiest way for you to get some work done with that, to do some past life work. It is guided by him, and you kind of end up in some interesting places. But with that, you'll get a lot of awareness. Like if you have sort of something brewing in your mind, of like, why am I in this position with my body right now? Where does this come from? And if you get a sense that it's past life stuff, you can have that sort of sitting there as like the parameters of, okay, let me see why. Let me see how this manifested into my life now and why I have to heal this now. What is it that I require to do? Okay, so WEISS, Dr. Brian Weiss, and Many Lives, Many Masters was the book. Fabulous reading, absolutely fabulous. And it was my very first introduction into doing past life regression work, which I do. But that was my first introduction to experiencing it myself. Now I use kind of like a combination of his work, of theta healing, to help facilitate those processes, as well as, other modalities that I've picked up along the way, to help guide the client through those moments. With all of this work that you're going to be doing, you have to be willing to forgive. So ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. The way Dr. Brian Weiss does it, it's totally fine. There's no, he does it in such a way that it is safe, very safe. And when I do it, it's safe, but it's different, because we're in a different space. So you're fine. So yes, be willing to forgive. So for this one, I would recommend the book Zero Limits by Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hugh Lin. And it is the story of the Ho'oponopono, which is the Hawaiian forgiveness process. So there we go. There's that. Obviously, you guys may or may not know, when I do my online sessions or in-person sessions, but more so online, the forgiveness process comes up quite often when I do relationship release work. So it's done through theta healing modality of work, with, little bits of my own spin on that as well. So yeah, you got some interesting shadow work to do, my dear. All right. Yes, you could have you. You could. I'm not saying you have to, though. There are so many resources out there, and I know that you are so well versed that there's a lot of this that you can do for yourself if that's easier for you. And that's why I'm not saying that you have to come through me. I'm just letting people know that, and yourself, that I can do this work, and I have done it many times, not only for myself but with other people too. So let us have a look at, That was an actual yawn, that one. That was actually not even. That was a energy shift at home. Interesting. So apparently, generosity. And I'm actually getting the generosity of forgiveness for self is what that is coming through as. Like, this next section for you is you're going to be learning a lot of forgiveness and receiving a lot and giving a lot of forgiveness in your world, because that's how you're going to help move all of this energy around. That heart stuff is big. Yeah. And that's okay. It's all good stuff. You've done the work. You know how to do it. So, yeah. That's all right. Audible's good. I love Audible. You can get a lot done with Audible. Alrighty, my dear. Thank you so much for your very kind donation. I'm so grateful for you tuning in here. I know it's after midnight, nearly 1 o'clock in the morning for you. So thank you for waiting so patiently for your reading tonight. And I am incredibly grateful for you being here and choosing to have a reading with me today. So thank you, and Merry Christmas. Alrighty, Bello! We finally made it back to you. Oh dear. Now I could probably scroll up and find your question. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Let us see. So hopefully Bello rocks up shortly, just to let me know that he's still floating around. In the meantime, I will do a little bit of pendulum work and show me no. Q. And then back to neutral. Then Q. All right. So truth is the girl that wishes to rent Bello's apartment going to create more for Bello? Truth, will she pay her rent on time? Truth, will she look after the apartment? Truth, will she leave the apartment in a state better than she found it? This is very interesting. It's going round and round in circles. I know you guys can't see that, but it is, which generally means maybe. It's like it's not a straight up yes, it's not a straight up no. Truth, will Bello required to do regular inspections if she has the apartment? That's a yes. Truth will what other questions would I ask? Okay. Truth, with regular inspections, knowing that she's going to be receiving regular inspections, will she look after the apartment much better? That's a slight yes. With regular inspections, will she be a long-term tenant? Truth, will she pay her bills on time? Will she be good with the neighbours? Truth. Truth, will the neighbours be good with her? Yes. Okay. So hopefully, Bello, you are watching. If not, 222. If we can remember that, if he pops back in, if he's not already watching. So the girl is coming up that, yes, she's going to be an okay tenant for you. She's going to pay her bills on time. She'll be okay with the house, like keeping it in a good order, but you will have to do regular inspections just to make sure that, because having a regular inspection will assist her in making sure that she keeps things clean and tidy. And that the neighbours will get along fine with her. She'll be getting along fine with the neighbours. Like there won't be any issues there. And because she's going to be paying her bills, and so you shouldn't have any issues with her paying her bills at all. So that's a good thing for you. So I'm not sure what else you would like to know. The state of the apartment will depend very much on how often she has inspections done. Here in Australia, we get inspections every 3. Quite often, what a real estate agent will do is do monthly inspections for the first 3 months, and then they'll do 3 monthly inspections after that. And that's often what will happen, depending on the real estate agent. Or if it is a private arrangement, then it's whatever the landlord wants to do. But often there is inspections done on a very frequent basis until they can trust you, which is why it's like once every 3 months, once a month for the first 3, and then after that it's once every 3 months. And for people who have been there for a really long time and they've got an established relationship with the real estate agent, sometimes it'll stretch out to 6 monthly, and if not, 4 monthly, and then 6 monthly, and then maybe yearly. But very rare does it ever go out to once a year. Obviously, the real estate agents have a responsibility to make sure that the houses are being cared for. or the buildings or the apartments or whatever are being cared for properly by the tenants, and they are responsible to report back to the landlord or lady, as the case may be, the homeowner. And so to do that with all confidence, they have to do those inspections. I'm not sure how it is in your country, but I get the sense that you'll have to do or have inspections done fairly regularly for you. All right. Hopefully that helps. I don't get that it's a bad choice to have her in the apartment. It's just there's going to have to be a little bit of effort there to make sure that she's keeping up with the cleanliness and the tidiness of the home. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully that helps you. And thank you very much for your kind donation and for tuning in for the very first time. And thank you for your patience. I appreciate that very, very much. And if you pop back in the chat and you say hi and you go like, oh, is my reading? You have to go back to the replay to 2 hours and 22 minutes and you'll find it. Alrighty. Ooh. There we go. Alrighty. Amanda, are you still there, my darling? I know. You put your little question, your donation through a little while ago. I've been so lucky to have so many beautiful, amazing people choosing to have readings today. I feel very, very, very lucky. Oh. Oh, darling, can I please do something? And thank you. I do appreciate you very much. Can I maybe pull one of my new cards for you? Would that be okay? I would really love to. I don't know if you caught that at you probably didn't because it was at the top of the show. I have 3 new decks. And I have one here that would really, 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 really like to come out for you. I think it's quite relevant, actually. I'll wait for a poem. So the card deck that wishes to come and play with you is actually the Sacred Forest Oracle. I've been waiting to see if it was going to come out and play tonight. And it's asked to come and play for you. So I'm literally just cracked the sleeve off there for you. Gosh, the backs of these cards are cool too. I love it. So a weird shuffle happening just to get them freed up. Thank you so much, Amanda. That's very cute and sweet of you. I appreciate that so much. Oh, they're not too bad to shuffle. I think my favourite ones to shuffle out of these 3 decks so far has been the Shaman ones. But these aren't too bad either. They've got like a matte finish to them. So they're a little bit more easy to glide. That's good information for me. You know, if I ever do manage to finish creating the card deck for my poetry book, maybe that's what I'll do while I'm away camping. Maybe I'll actually take my craft stuff with me and I'll go and bloody do my card work, my cards for my poem book. Would you guys buy that? If I actually got to and finished creating my card set, my oracle card set for my poems, would you buy that? I'm curious. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like going, oh, this is so cute. Ooh. That just hit me right in the heart zone. So let us see what this says. We got Forest Temple and Enlightenment. Let me see if I can get that good. See where the light thingy is. Like it's in the heart, right there. The sound of delicate chanting fills the forest. You follow the sound as you walk down a meandering path into a small clearing. Before you, a forest temple becomes visible. As you get closer, it feels that the chanting is penetrating deep into your soul. Something seems to be shifting within you. Everything is the same, and yet everything is somehow different. Thank you. I think we're actually going to use this one as our meditation for tonight, because I'm looking at this going, yes. Thank you. And along with that, it's like, this is sacred time for you with the forest, and really connect in with it and bring it in through your body, through your heart space, through your feminine, bring it up through the base chakra, right up through the heart, and move it out. Okay, get that beautiful forest energy moving through your body. And like, that's one of the ways that we can do it is when we sit cross-legged or on the ground, but cross-legged particularly because it opens up your hips and that base chakra zone, so that energy, as you're breathing it in, breathing Mother Earth all the way up through your body and coming up and out through your heart, it's like you're creating that flow, the natural flow of the feminine, and that's the yum. So thank you, most delicious Amanda. You are amazing and incredible. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm thrilled to bits that your adventures are now well underway. And like, if I remember rightly, you're over in Kangaroo Island at the moment, and I've never been, and your photos while you've been over there is just really making me go, oh, I think I would like to go sometime. I think it would be pretty amazing. So thank you for being bold and choosing for you, and I hope truly that you have an incredible Christmas while you're out and about adventuring in the world, well, Australia. You're amazing. Wow. Okay, Christine, now you had a question. So before I come on to Christine, I'd love to take this moment to talk about what Amanda's just said. Yes, I actually danced with the sounds of the insects today. I'm the same yet different. It's freaking amazing. Thank you. Yes. I love that for you. I so do. What a bloody inspiration you are, love. I just love it. Like, you just got all these emojis and loving and you're such a squishy. I just love it. Absolutely love it. All right. So Christine had to clarify the question. Sounded confusing for the pendulum. Yeah, probably was. Just need to double check something. Okay. Cool. Okay, Christine. I'm going to just turn that off now. Okay, let's see. Brenda, who is her dad's girlfriend, has been informing me that it is her paying the rent. However, someone said it is my dad paying her salary and is paying for the electricity, water. And Brenda is Zell, her 4 children. I didn't understand that last bit. All right. So the main question is who is paying the rent? Dun, dun, dun. All right. I know that you want to see this, so. All right. Okay, show me the yes. Thank you. Show me the no. Thank you. Come back to center. Thank you. So truth. Is Brenda paying her rent? Truth. Is Christine's dad paying the rent? Truth. Is any of this Christine's business? Truth. Is Brenda looking after Christine's dad? Yeah, she is looking after him. So here's the thing, love. Families and money is always really, really. Bello, I see that you've got your comments in there. When the show finishes at 2 hours and 22 minutes, that's when your reading was. Okay, so you'll have to go back and have a look over that. Have a look over that. So 2 hours and 22 minutes. Right, have a look at the replay. Okay, dokie. So save it, save this event, and save the show, save the doodacky, and you will see it. So yes, you can go back and look at the replay. Okay. So yes, Christine, money and family is a very, very, very fucking tricky thing. What the pendulum was just saying there was that if your dad is choosing to spend his money on his girlfriend and paying her rent, that's his business. I get that you're worried that the money that should be coming to you and your brother is being spent on her instead. I get that. Depends on how much of a fuss stress you wish to make. It's like, is your dad happy? Is he content? You said that you've seen his decline. Did I read correctly that your dad's 84? And if that's the case, men who are 84 probably will start to decline quite a lot. The other thing to think of is if she's on her phone and gossiping and stuff when you're there, it's probably because she's requiring a break. When you're a carer for someone, and you are taking, like, dealing with all of their personal care and everything else in the meantime, like, when you're a personal carer for someone, it's incredibly draining, especially if it's a family member, and mentally, emotionally, physically. So when somebody else is there to take the reins for a little bit, it's kind of like, oh, thank God I can breathe. I can look at my phone. I can talk to my friends. I've got a little bit of time and space to be able to do that. So whether she's doing that all the time, I'm getting no, I don't get that she does that all the time. When it's necessary for her to be doing what is required for your dad, because I asked that question, that she is taking care of him. But when okay, so my mum, I guess, had a trust and will, and he kept it, and it is to be divided for me and my brother, not other people. He is not moving. He is upstairs in the apartment, concerned as to if there is a fire. I heard that Brenda hit him if she does not get her way and threatens to leave. Who told you that? I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying sometimes we have to be a little bit more discerning as to our sources of information. So truth. Show me a yes. Show me a no. Thank you. Truth, is Brenda hitting Christine's father? Truth, is she using him for his money? Truth, is she resentful? Truth, did she actually truly love him? Okay. So what I was getting there was she did love him. When they got together, she definitely loved him. With his declining health, she's become resentful. She's like, I didn't sign up to be a nursemaid. And with that frustration has come some lashing out. Now, I would like to just preface this by saying that accusing someone of harming another person without physically seeing it yourself is very dangerous waters. And so I would be very, very mindful about doing anything that would hurt him. The other thing is that even if you were to go to, say, the police right now, the police will say, did you physically see it happen? And you'll say no. And they'll say, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. Unless you physically see it happen and or get video proof that it is happening, the police can't do anything about it anyway. So, or a governing authority. Over here, we have like different government authorities that deal with aged care and like making sure that people are safe, not just the police. So that would be my advice at this stage, is like, God, put in a nanny cam or something like that if you're particularly worried, and that way you can get it on camera if necessary. I wonder, what does your brother feel about this? I know you've had a bit of a funny relationship with him, but oh, cool, Bello, that's awesome. Cool. Perhaps you can have a bit of a chat with him about what he thinks you could do. But yes, I would be very, very, very careful about accusing her of anything at this stage until you have proper proof of what is going on. Just because a close person to her apparently witnessed it, it's still hearsay at this point in time. So don't put yourself in the doghouse, because the other thing is that if she is using his money to pay for the rent and stuff like that, she could get really, really super spiteful and have you guys written out of the will completely. So, because like I said, money and family and stuff just makes people do weird shit. So yes, tread very, very carefully with this one, okay? Be very careful. And yeah, your dad, he might not be able to see what is truly going on if he's off in Lululand, because his health is declining. Okay. All right. I am going to do, because it's coming up to nearly 3 hours of me being here. And there's going to come a point where I'm going to need to go to the bathroom. So we are going to do the poetry readings now. There's only a few of you here, so that makes it perfect. All right, so we are going to do the expanding out tool first. All right. And then we will do poetry readings, and then we will move on to the meditation. So you'll have to tune in next time, Bella, or stay tuned for the poetry reading, okay? So if you can, close your eyes. Take a big, deep breath in. And breathing out. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. Breathing out, letting Father Sky energy move all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth in the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Now expanding out your awareness, the awareness of your body, expanding out your awareness to include the air around you, and a beautiful big bubble up into the sky and down into the earth. Expand out your awareness, out beyond the size of the building that you're in. Expanding out your awareness beyond the size of the country that you're on. Beyond the size of the planet. expanding out your awareness beyond the solar system. Expanding out your awareness beyond the galaxies. And now beyond the universes. Beautiful. And with your awareness nice and expanded out, I'd like you to focus on your body once more and grab your sense of allowance. Your sense of allowance is the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive all energies from the space of no point of view. So you can see with absolute clarity what is required in any one moment. It takes you from being a tight, contracted little pebble at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, where you're feeling bashed and trashed about and at the effect of those thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it allows you to become like a big, fluffy cloud. And it just floats over towards that river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions and sees it for exactly what it is. It's just energy. You don't have to resist and react to it. You can totally and utterly just observe. Or you can float on by. It is your choice whether you respond and react or not. That's what the gift of allowance, expanding out your allowance, does. So now, as you expand out your allowance all around you, and again, a big bubble up into the sky, down into the earth, expanding out that big, beautiful bubble of allowance, greater than the country that you're on, greater than the planet, greater than the solar system, greater than the galaxies, expanding out your allowance, greater than the universes. And now expanding out your allowance beyond your awareness. Now I'd like you to tune in on what number between and including 1 and 88 is going to create the most for you, truthfully, is going to create the most for you over this next week and a half of this year. Nearly 2 weeks. No, week and a bit. Between now and the end of the year. 10 days. What is going to create the most between and including 1 and 88? Can you please put that in the chat now? That would be amazing. Yay! Amanda, love it. 73 for you. This is just bloody perfect for you. Love addict. My love for you is intoxicating. It makes me feel all giddy, but I can feel it's becoming a crutch by which I'm basing my happiness. Like any addiction, I need to hold it away, to reevaluate it, to only sample it, and not devour the whole lot in one gulp, leaving nothing but an empty memory. So everywhere that you're going into a whole lot of self-doubt, please stop it. enjoy this feeling of this intoxicating love that you have for your choices, your love, for your partner, your journey, your adventures. Like, so fucking cool what you guys are getting up to. Enjoy it every single bloody moment. And like any of those little moments of self-doubt that are creeping in, let them go. Just let them go, okay? It's not becoming a crutch. It's becoming a wonderful addition to your toolbox of being able to handle the world. And that is so cool. So yes, enjoy the feeling of giddiness. Enjoy the intoxicatingness of wherever you're going, of enjoying the Mother Nature in all of her glorious forms, because you're going to see a lot of it over this next year or so, or beyond, however long you choose to go adventuring for. So enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. All right. So, seeing as you're the only one that put a number, woohoo! All right. I am now going to take you through this beautiful forest temple meditation. So, again, closing your eyes and enjoy this little meditation. So the sound of delicate chanting fills the forest. You follow the sound as you walk down a meandering path into a small clearing. Before you, a forest temple becomes visible. As you get closer, it feels that the chanting is penetrating deep into your soul. As something seems to be shifting within you, everything is the same, and yet everything is somehow different. Meditate on the light within you and around you. Connect with the ever-present energy of the divine. Right now, your awareness is increasing. Your ability to understand the world is shifting more and more. You can see situations from all points of views, and this creates an expansion in all parts of your life. And as you feel and hear the chanting, and you can perceive that something does seem to be shifting within you. You feel Mother Earth and her energy swirling around your feet. You feel the energies of the forest humming and vibrating and singing with you. From the leaves rustling and the birds twittering, you feel the vibration under your feet of the chanting moving through the forest floor. And as those vibrations, the humming and the chanting moves through your body, vibrates up your feet, through your ankles, through your legs, It's moving and shifting that energy of stuckness, of small-mindedness, of any points of views or belief systems that are no longer relevant for you. It's moving the energies of shock, trauma, and heartache out of your body. With every hum, with every stomp of the foot, the shake of a rattle, or a hitting of a tambourine. And as the music surrounds you and penetrates deeply within every cell and molecule of your body, you're being released of any old points of views, belief systems, ways that you have used to limit yourself and make yourself smaller than what you actually are, just so that you could, quote unquote, fit in. Is now being released from your body. It's being shifted and moved out. You perceive your body desiring to move, to allow that energy to shift with more ease. You may find your body trying to sway with the chanting and the sounds of nature. Your body is knowing what it requires to do to let that energy go out of your spine, out of your belly, letting any of those dense, heavy energies out of your heart space, out of your shoulders, out of your arms, through to your fingertips. Finally coming up through your throat, releasing you from any points of views, belief system, chains, or anything else that you have taken on to keep you quiet, keep you controlled, keep you from speaking out. All of those are now being lifted, removed, eliminated, and eradicated from your body, from your throat. A beautiful energy, those vibrations are now moving up through your face, through your head, through your subconscious and conscious mind. Leaving your body, moving up through to the trees, and falling down through to Mother Earth. So that energy is not put to waste. It's going to where it's required the most, with Mother Nature. And as you do this, the light, the unconditional love and the light coming from the center of Mother Earth, a bright white opalescent light is now flooding your entire body, moving from your feet all the way up through to the crown and out to your fingertips. Absolutely fills every single space molecule with enlightenment, enhancing your intuition and your healing abilities. And expanding your perception into the inner realities of life. So that you too can not only have the sense of self, but also the awareness of the cosmos and the collective around you. Again, from that place of no point of view, because your allowance is already nice and expanded out. That bright, white, opalescent light is just all the way through you, giving you the peace and the calm that you truly desire. Take a big deep breath in and breathing out. Taking another big deep breath in, bring Mother Earth all the way up through your feet, all the way up through your body. As you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. Bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. There we go. Open your eyes now whenever you're ready. Big, big thank you to all of you who have tuned in on this beautiful Saturday. I'm so grateful to you all. Saturday for us here in the Southern Hemisphere anyway. And I'm so grateful to you all. And just a gentle reminder that the show will be on Saturday again next week. Okay, so we're not going to skip it. I'm going to keep going. I just won't be here in Mount Barker on Friday. So I won't be anywhere with internet reception. I'm going to be camping. So have a beautiful, wonderful Christmas, everyone. Remember, breathe, take it easy, have plenty of patience out there. Just remember, other people are going through stuff and they may or may not be talking about it. So just keep it easy out there. And hi, Paul. Lovely to see you on the chat. So nice. Have I seen a UFO? I feel like that's a yes. I have. Do I cognitively remember it though? Yes and no. I feel like I saw one as a kid. You know, when your eyes are more open. But it was like I saw it, but I was like, huh? Is that just a cloud? If I don't get to see you on here, I'm really like a kid at this time of year. Oh, that's so cool. I love that for you, Paul. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that you love Christmas. That's so cool. Alrighty, my loves. That's it for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to everybody who did donations. I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I wish you all the best moving through this crazy wackadoodle time of year. And I hope that you all have a fantastic Christmas like Paul's going to. Whatever you get up to, just please be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful friends. And until next time, until next Saturday, I adore you. Have fun. Do something tasty for yourselves. Oh dear, gotta find my ending now because I've gone and moved everything around on me. Isn't that great? All right. Bye-bye, everyone.